Welcome to the second part in the video series Rural Stormwater Solutions. Here, you'll learn how to make a site drainage map for your property, so you'll better understand your land and how water moves across it. All of the information shared in this video series is detailed on the Rural Stormwater Solutions website at ruralstormwater.wsu.edu. You'll find fact sheets, videos, resources, and demonstration sites. A site map is an important tool. Making one is the first step in solving drainage issues on your site. Your map will help you understand how water flows onto your property and moves across it. Once you understand that, you'll be able to better assess your drainage problems and solutions available. If you plan to clear vegetation, add a building, or reroute water, you'll have your site plan to refer to, ensuring your plans will not cause harm to your home, utilities, or the surrounding environment. Even a very basic drawing can be quite helpful and informative. You can get as detailed as you like, but generally a site drainage map shows the main features on your land, structures, and surrounding area, as well as how water flows on and across your land. The map will show property boundaries, structures, compacted areas like driveways and parking areas, wet areas, and utilities. You can even show planned future projects, such as a new shed or garden space. Before you get started on your map, it is useful to go online to view your property from a bird's eye view. Go to Google Maps or your county's parcel map and put in your address. Zoom in to see your property and the surrounding areas. Maps such as Google Earth and some county websites have measuring tools that are useful for accuracy. They may also have maps of soil type, topography, waterways, and other information useful for your map. You can print out the map, then use tracing paper over the printout for accuracy. Using an online aerial map, you may be able to tell where water is coming onto your property and its source, such as a nearby drainage ditch. It is also important to see where the water leaves your property and what is downstream from your land. You will find plenty of information on the Rural Stormwater Solutions website about other online tools and maps that can help you learn even more about the underlying features of your site, including soils, well logs, slopes, and nearby streams and wetlands. To get started, gather the equipment you'll need: 100-foot or more tape measure, a clipboard, graph paper, ruler, compass, and pencil and eraser. You'll also want to have a printout of your aerial map handy if you made one. Okay, let's make a site map. Grab your equipment and head out to your yard. First, decide what size scale to use. You might want to go bigger or smaller depending on how large your property is or how detailed you want your map to be. Draw the scale on your graph paper for easy reference. Next, get your compass and determine which way is north. Mark an N with an arrow in the direction of north on your map. With aerial maps, north is typically oriented at the top of the page. The next step is to draw the outline of your property. You can use your aerial map and measure online, or use your tape measure and get the dimensions. Mark everything on your map. Look for the land uses adjacent your property. Note neighboring houses, roads, forests, pastures, shoreline, and steep slopes, and any other features nearby. Does the area around you slope down to your property, or are you on a hill? You may not be able to see everything if you have lots of trees, and that's where your aerial map comes in handy. Now, let's look at the features of your property. Identify all of the existing structures on your property, such as your house, garage, pump house, and other outbuildings. Measure them all and draw them on the map in relationship to each other. Now draw in driveways, garden areas, patios, and livestock areas. Be sure to note any compacted areas or hard surfaces. If you know where they are in your property, draw in buried utility lines such as phone, electric, water, sewer, or cable. Be sure to include buried lines to outbuildings and other locations on your property. If you have a septic tank, drain field, and well, draw them in also. Note natural features such as slopes, bluffs, streams, and wetlands, or waterfront on your land. Also mark the location of large trees and shrubs, as well as areas of natural vegetation. You may also want to draw in the building and property line setback distances that are required in your locality. Take a step back and look at your land overall. Note the gradients that exist on the land. How does it slope overall, as well as in different areas? Think about water sources. Where does water come onto your property? Where is it running off of your property? What are the current drainage patterns? After rain events, are there areas of standing water? Note all of these on your map. Where are any sensitive areas, such as wetlands, streams, or steep slopes? Note any current drainage problems to complete your map. Next, you'll want to determine the soil types on your property, since most of the strategies available for solving drainage problems in rural areas rely on infiltrating water into well-draining soils. You can get a general sense of your soils from the Natural Resources Conservation Service, county soil maps, and your local conservation district. To get site-specific accuracy, you'll want to dig and compare your soils to what the online resources show. You will also need to assess drainage ability by conducting a simple percolation test. The Rain Garden Handbook for Western Washington has easy-to-follow directions. You'll find it and a helpful video on the Rural Stormwater website. Your map is done. Hopefully you now have a better understanding of the sources of your drainage challenges and your site constraints. You can pursue the best options for solving the problems and ensure your future plans don't cause problems. Keep in mind that any activity on your land can change the flow of water across it. If you plan to alter your land by building a structure or adding a new driveway or patio, use your map to consider locations that will not cause drainage problems or harm waterways. Even clearing vegetation or compacting soils by parking in a new area changes the way water flows on your property. Altering the water flow can have unintended consequences, such as new puddles and ponding areas, flooded basements, washed-out roads, and loss of salmon habitat. To learn more, please visit the Rural Stormwater Solutions website at ruralstormwater.wsu.edu, where you'll find the fact sheet Understanding Your Site Conditions, along with lots of other resources and information. And be sure to watch the next video in the Rural Stormwater Solutions series to learn about the wide variety of options to deal with your drainage challenges.